It's what I was majoring in before, but now it's just like what I do for fun. So, what music can I play that won't get me copyrighted? None of it. Okay. Anyway. All right. Where are we? I mean, it's fine. It's a 14-minute game, which is not a long time, but we'll see what happens. This Tracer skin is ass. What the fuck? These guns are terrible. All right. So, oh, you have Joy on your team, huh? Okay. All right. Well, let's take a look real quick. What is the comp that you're playing, and what is the comp that they're playing? How do they interact? Okay. What else? Well, when I say that, like, I want to break down, like, okay, well, this person is playing this, like, this person is playing this. Like, I want to know, like, okay, well, how do I interact directly with these? Like, okay, so we have a Ram, they have a Sigma. What's the interaction there? Okay. Now we have Bap, or we have Ana, and they have Bap. How does that change? They have Lucio, and we have Lucio. How does our playstyle differ? Lucio shouldn't really stick with Ram because he should stick with you on Tracer. Fight their Tracer, clear this because it's most likely going to be Tracer and Lucio playing together, and then you'll go from there. Or if you're playing as a team, what you can do is you can all just kind of like try and walk on the Sig with Lucio speed. But the problem is their Lucio is also just going to kite back with speed. So this comp I already think is kind of like set up for failure, but we'll get to that later. Okay, you both have Tracer. What is your objective versus their objective? What does their Tracer look for? Solo? Okay, so they're gonna look for hits on backline stacking Tracer Lucio, right? Okay, what about your team? You'll probably be looking to force out the Tracer Lucio so your backline can get more value. Ana gets a lot of value over time with Nade and looking for opportunities. So if you can keep your Ana safe, so she doesn't have to use nades like selfishly, then she can look for value opportunities, right? So you want to keep you want to keep their Tracer Lucio out of your backline, and then if you kill them, then you get to walk on their backline for free, right? So that's the objective here. You deal with this core Tracer Lucio together, and then Widow versus Soj. What's the difference there? And what about range? How does each like not just in terms of the matchup, which character like how do they play how does their range synergize with the comp? So what I'm looking for here is that because their team wants to play from further away, the Widow is a better choice for them, whereas you guys want to play a more rush style comp, so the Sojourn is going to be better for you. But on this map, with the amount of defensive high ground, depending on like we'll see which one is better. I have my theories. I believe that their comp is just better for this map. I think your comp struggles a lot with taking high grounds and controlling a map. So we'll see what happens, but I'm not optimistic just based on walking out of spawn. Let's see what happens. Oh, and tying that all together, what's the difference between the comps? I already kind of gave it away. Like what's each one playing for? So their comp is playing for like keeping distance. Your comp is playing for closing distance, right? So you're gonna get value by being up close. They're gonna get value by staying far away. How can your team achieve it, and how can their team achieve not letting you get close? Mm-hmm. So you clear space for your backline, so your backline can walk. Okay, and how do they want to avoid this from happening? How do they just want to avoid you guys getting to play the game on your terms? It's really simple. They just kite. They just sit Lucio with their core. They just speed back. They don't want to let you get close. Is what I'm looking for. Okay, let's see. I'll look from a macro POV. You forced recall. You should chase this. They still have no recall for a few more seconds, right? Oh, okay. Not very many. When Tracer uses recall, that's kind of like a go symbol. Like you should like that's your go sign. Like you're like, okay, well now I have straight up advantage. I can just hunt them down. Now it's a little late because they already have it. But that should be like a sign in your head when you hear it. Like, okay, well I can hunt the Tracer for free. She can't take this duel, and she has to kind of run away or die. Unless she one clips you. In which case, skill issue. Okay, now there's your go sign. Just chase her. Just chase her. Okay, just careful about the Sigma, but you should be okay. You're so just dead. Not ideal. Okay, yeah, you just triple blink. And now you're gonna have to take this fight. Here, Widow to your left. You don't have a cohesive target. Now the Tracer's gonna hunt you. Yeah, you see how the second you lose your recall, they just hunt you down. So notice what like we just talked about, like how this comp should be played. It's not happening, right? Like we basically said, okay, well we want to stack Tracer Lucio, peel for their Tracer Lucio engage, and play around that, and that's not what's happening here. So little tough. No, they just start with you. They don't need their like the Ram can just walk up because he has shield, right? And the Sigma's already playing in close range. You don't have a like I said before, you don't really have a cohesive target. Like you're just kind of looking lost. You don't know what you're doing here. Because what does this angle achieve for you, right? Like, and we said peel the Tracer Lucio. Our Lucio is over with our backline, and you're trying to apply frontline pressure. Like your tank is probably feeding because look at his backline, right? Well, he's nanoed, so maybe it's fine. So your tank is all the way over here. You're stacking on core, but then like these two, we already lost one. Now you're fighting the Ana Lucio versus Tracer Lucio. Who do you think wins this? Depends on cooldowns, actually. I think if the Ana has full cooldowns, it's possible for the Ana Lucio to win. If you anti the Lucio, then your Lucio just wins the battle. But generally, I would say it favors the Tracer Lucio. I think it's a bad call. Like, just giving the position of your team, like, you have 3 people all the way back on bridge. You're the only one who can, like, slightly follow up on this, but it's just a 3v2. Like, yeah, the Widow is not applying that much pressure to you, but the BAP Sig is still a lot of pressure, especially because they're both about to get ult. I think this is a bad call. Yeah, you should. That's tough. Oh, what happened here? Okay, this is a bad blink because you're just walking in the middle of the lane. Yeah. Okay, he used lamp. What cooldowns does he have? He still has shift, so you probably have to burn recall when he shifts. Not before that though. Oh, you're just gonna get one tapped. Damn. Yeah, you shouldn't have. It's unlucky. You hear Widow. You can, yeah, you can look for Pulse. You're so afraid of this Widow. You can ego this a lot harder. Like it's okay. Don't do that. Okay, Joy is kind of getting his fade ran right now. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, this is pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna just point out a quick difference. Look at your damage versus their tracer's damage. What is their tracer doing differently than you? I mean, yeah, but that's not what I'm looking for. That's also not really what I'm looking for. Think about objectives, not like the point, the objective. Like what they have a clear goal in their head when they're going into this fight. They're like, okay, well, I'm gonna play with my Lucio and I'm gonna attack backline, right? I'm gonna just try and kill the. I'm gonna try and kill the Widow. I'm gonna try and kill the Ana. I'm gonna try and kill the Lucio. Maybe not in that order, right? But that's what I'm doing. That's then like I ignore frontline if I can. And I'm just gonna try and kill backline because that's my goal. If I kill backline with Ana, they can't they're useless. If like you can shut down or even force Ana cooldowns, the Ana can't get value, right? So that's their goal. And your goal is to really shut that down and prevent that from happening, but you're not doing that. So the difference is that you're blinking around the map, looking like kind of like lost, whereas their tracer has a very clear goal in their mind, and they're going into each fight with like their own individual fight plan, and because of that, they're just three times like they're tripling your damage, right? So it's not even that like your mechanics are bad. It's not even that your blinking is all over the place, and yes, those are true, but it's not the reason the difference is so high. The difference is so high because you just look lost and you don't have a goal. So something I told Spingar, I don't know if you know Spingar. He's one of my star players on my team. He's a top 50 player, like 4400, pretty good player. One thing I told him recently that seems to help him a lot is you should go into every fight with your own individual fight plan. Like, okay, well, I have Pulse. I'm gonna look to stick Lucio because I know he's getting close to beat. If we kill him and he doesn't have beat, then we're up a huge advantage because we have beat and making hard tempo. And then we can just look to play around ults if we need to. But sticking Lucio here is a huge advantage for us, so I'm gonna try and stick Lucio. If I miss it, whatever, I can still try and kill him with follow up from my Lucio, right? So that's like a fight plan just for you. So you have a target, you have a goal in mind. Okay, I kill Lucio, then I force out Tracer. Then if then if I then if I can chase the Tracer and kill her, then I can turn on Widow or I can start going backline with my Lucio, right? Like these are all like different goals that you can have. It only takes like 15 seconds to say, okay, well, let me look at their team. Okay, well, if we're all tracking correctly, we know they're coming up on beat. So what I'll do is I'll target Lucio with my pulse. If we kill him, like I'll just hard target him with my Lucio. We'll take this 2v1. Once we kill him, then we turn on Tracer. If I haven't had to use recall, now it's 2v1 and it's very free. Then if we kill the Tracer, then we can turn on the BAP and so on and so forth, right? Like you don't even have to go on the Widow because the Widow's going to be out of your effective range a lot of the time. That's how you should be thinking. Okay, well, they have beat. I kill Lucio. Then I kill Tracer. Then I kill backline. Mm-hmm. This is macro. It's just individual macro. But, like, I'm not seeing the macro here. That's what I'm trying to coach, right? Like, yeah, I could sit here and coach your mechanics all day. Like, yeah, this blink sucks. Don't do this blink. Or you shouldn't use recall here. Or you missed your pulse. Well, don't do that, right? I could do that all day. But I'm trying to teach you the concepts of, like, okay, well, I'm going into this fight. I need to have a goal. Or else I'm just going to walk around like I'm lost. I'm not going to have any information available to me. Like, what am I doing, right? Like, you could be okay. Well, I'm walking right side. I'm gonna try and scout this for my team so I know where they are, and then once I know where they are, I'll adjust my fight plan individually. Like I'll adjust my fight plan accordingly, and I'll be able to see okay, well, who's in my effective range to target? Who can I get on without using all my blinks and then take a duel with, right? Like who can my Lucio help me come kill? Like how can we set up a hit, right? Like that's what you should be looking for. How can I set up to? How can I scout? How can I like adjust my plan? How can I kill? That's not micro. Your individual macro. It's your game sense. Fuck your tank. Fuck your tank. You're a tracer. hmm Yeah, you gotta start thinking more in terms of how can I play with my Lucio, or how can I tell my Lucio what we're gonna go do. I'm Tracer. I am one of like the shot callers. I am very individual. I don't have to worry so much about my team playstyle because I'm gonna play off angles with my Lucio, and it's gonna be a much more individual playstyle than if I was playing Ram Bap, right? Like then your Bap has to worry about like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to play around my Ram, but on Tracer, you don't have that concern. Like you go where you want. But determining where you want to go is the hard part if you don't have the fight plan in your head, right? Well, okay. Well, I'll give you an example. What should your fight plan be here? I already gave it to you before, so it's not really. Can you give me more specifics? Okay, assuming that we all tracked correctly. This Lucio is terrible, by the way. It's 3 minutes. He doesn't have beat. If I can hit pulse, I'm gonna either force lamp or I'm gonna like. If I force lamp, then we're in advantage. If I force them to beat, then we're in advantage. If I kill him before he can beat, we're in advantage, right? So I should look to target Lucio hard here, right? We at this point we should be assuming he has beat, even though his stats are terrible, just because it's been 3 minutes. If you don't have an ult within 3 minutes, you are dog shit at the game. Like assuming he has ult, we should try and force it. How can we force it? Well, we can trade pulse bomb. We haven't used our pulse yet, so we can look to. They have had 2 pulses, by the way. If we can look to kill Lucio, or we can force beat, then we're in massive advantage. Yes, they have Sigil, but we can save our beat for that, and then we can push off of it, and then we can look for Ramel to sustain, and then we can play around our ults. But we have to get rid of this Lucio first. So knowing that, how can we target him? Okay, well we have to scout him first. He's really high up. If we can scout that first, then maybe we can open an angle for our Sojourn to look for a pick on him. Or we can try and find an isolated target because the Lucio. Okay, well the Lucio's sitting really high up. Who does that leave isolated? No. Nope. The Tracer, alright? She's sitting over here. She's nowhere near her Lucio. If we can recognize this and then we can just all collapse on the Tracer, like literally everyone can just kill this Tracer, and now we're in advantage, right? It's like I know we had talked about this in Ghidorah because I know Zay talked about this with me back in Overwatch 1, is the stages to a fight plan, or the stages to a fight, right? Like scout, position, execute. Like there's more to it, but that's generally like what you're doing. Like you're going in, you're scouting, you're fight planning, you're executing on your fight plan, you're making adjustments as you go, right? Like that's all things that like should be done. So first we have to scout. Where are they? Okay, well the Lucio's really high up. I have my own individual fight plan. Okay, now that I see the Lucio's gone, how can I adapt to this? Okay, well the Tracer is going to be isolated because the Lucio's not attacking with the Tracer. That means I can go hunt the Tracer, or we can all hunt the Tracer together, and then we can be in advantage because it's 4v5, or we're going to force recall, in which case I can go hunt the Tracer myself and force it and force a duel there because I'm in advantage, right? Like these are all little things that are going to play into it from scouting. So on Tracer, your ability to scout is massive because you just play corners. You can just walk on angles. You can blink around, so you don't have to like use recall, right? You can play off the health pack. Like for example, if I'm Tracer here and like given your position, right? Why not I just swing here, do a little scouting, maybe even swing up here, do a little scouting, grab this mega if I need to, just try and avoid using recall, and then from here, okay, well now I know the Tracer's isolated. How can I go target this? Can I capitalize on it before the Lucio comes stacks? Even if the Lucio does come stack, can I just still force this 2v2? And maybe my BAP jumps up because like we're not taking as much damage from the Sigma because we're playing corner, and take a 3v2 and just win this outright, right? Like these are all like little things that are like, okay, well now that we've done that, how do we execute? All right, now how do I stage myself so that I can execute on this? Okay, well maybe I just go blink, maybe I try and blink from the top into this mega room, force this Tracer to be completely surrounded, right? And then from there, like we'll just try and force recall. Then I just go Hunter, right? Like I can play here on the mini, Actually, take this mini from the Tracer. Have my Lucio take from this angle. I take from this angle. Tracer's surrounded. She's forced to recall out. Now I just go hunt her down because she's stuck in this room. It's pretty convoluted. Like, there's a lot of information, a lot of moving parts. But this is the thought process that high-level players will have, right? So this is what I'm trying to, like, get in your head. And now your fight plan was just fight Tracer Lucio, right? You see the difference? A lot of this becomes second nature over time. But you have to get into that habit of thinking for yourself and not just playing around your fight plan. Okay, you just baited your Lucio. Yeah, this Tracer is running the lobby because she's getting left unchecked. Not that I'm aware of. I'm sort of out of the scene as much. I don't really know. Mm-hmm. Okay, you could look for Pulse here, but I still think it's better on the Lucio. Now it's too late. You had to recall. Okay, now you have beat Chase this, chase this, chase this. Go fight this guy. Now he has no recall. Turn around! Turn around! Man. Oh, your recall gets forced by one of mine. It's cooked. Okay, good pulse. Now capitalize on it. Okay, break the lamp. Okay, now keep looking at Sigma if you can. Okay, well, your team's just fucked. It doesn't matter. Okay, but I want to point out you did 1,900 damage this round. Their Tracer did 4,100. Do you see the difference? This is a pretty, like, yeah, the Tracer has an idea of what they're playing for. You don't know what you're playing for. The difference is you're getting like your damage is getting doubled, right? Like, yeah, now we lose. Also, Joy is not playing this well, but I'm not here to look at him. Okay. Now everything just flipped, right? Now you should be looking with your Lucio to hit their backline, right? And their Tracer Lucio should be stopping you from doing so. So now everything is flipped around on its head. I'm already recording. You can. I'll send you the link when it's uploaded. You're doing nothing. You're achieving nothing here. Yeah. If your team is looking for a coach, they can reach out to me. You obviously have my information. I have a little bit more free time now that FIU is kind of on summer break. We're not doing much right now. So if you guys need 1 or 2 sessions or just like a team VOD, you can hit me up. It won't be free, but I can do an affordable. I can do an affordable rate. So just let me know. We'll work something out. Okay, where's your Lucio? Oh. Helping you mark this, even if you don't know it. No, you're fine. You're here. Yeah, but you secure a kill out of it, so like whatever. Yeah, so you get a pinch. You get a pincer on this guy. Dangerous without recall. Very dangerous. Careful about how you peek this. Okay, your recall gets forced. Now you're dead. Okay, this tracer choked. Okay, now you fight this. You win this. You win this. You win this. Okay, you're looking at the wrong target here. You have recall advantage. You're gonna get yours back faster. You should just hard look tracer. This BAP doesn't know you're here. Look for pulse. Ooh, that's tough. Yeah, so you're not really doing what we talked about, which is why it's kind of... Oh. Yeah, my internet is really bad. It happens. Yeah, so you're kind of not doing what we talked about in terms of like what you should be playing for. So that's kind of why things are kind of going a little sloppy. You did get your first elim, so that's kind of big. We'll take it. Oh, what just happened? Everyone just died. All right, what happens this fight? Okay, there's a flux. We catch. Oh, that's bad. Yeah. Did he have a lamp? Nope. He had no. He had no cooldowns. Okay, yeah, we just lose. We lost before you even got in this fight, so you should just cut. What? There's no way. Oh, why are you AFK? What are you doing? Man. Okay, well, it's cooked. There's a lot of ults coming out here. Lucio. Always Lucio. That's a shield. Okay, you can either stick Lucio because killing Lucio is really like impactful, or you can look just stick on like Widow and just try and eliminate that threat that way. Or you can look on a stick on the BAP if he doesn't have lamp, or you can look for a stick on the Tracer if she doesn't have recall, although I would recommend against that. Like in terms of priority, it should be number one is going to be Lucio because you can force beat or just kill him. So that's number one. Number two is going to be BAP. Number three is going to be, actually no, number three is going to be Widow. Number four is then going to be Tracer if she doesn't have recall. Number five will be Tank, unless he's like really low HP and like they don't have lamp, because otherwise I don't think Pulse is going to do much, and also he can eat it, right? So there's a bunch of counters to why I wouldn't recommend it. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Having beat just makes him even more of a target. I mean, yeah, that's a big part of that dynamic. Like if you kill Lucio, you're just up like Tracer versus Tracer Lucio. It's a huge advantage for you. Even if you have to burn recall, right? Because then your Lucio can force, like, you can just, like, if you kill their Lucio early, you can just do things like, okay, well, they have no beat, now we can just hard push with, like Rammold. Or we can just hard push, like, my Lucio can amp me for sustain, so I don't have to recall. Like, I don't need my recall, and now we can just hard push a Tracer because it's 2v1, and we should just win that. Unless the Tracer's, like, goated. And, like, it just becomes really easy. Eliminating Lucio from, like, the equation just makes everything way easier. Okay, you're gonna die. Doesn't matter. Bad pathing. Sloppy. You just shouldn't walk a like straight line. Like your job is not to walk down the lane, right? Like you just literally walked out the door into the Widow. You should just be very aware of like, okay, well, Tracer's job is not to walk down lanes. It's to control like off angles, like take other lanes, right? Like fight people on like not the main stretch, right? Like if you're a Tracer, you can try and get up. Okay, well, they're kind of just running the map right now. They are in a huge advantage state. You kind of need your your tank to clear a little space for you so you can start playing on off angles. But in this situation, you really only have one option. It's kind of like try and flank around and pressure Widow. You can't really fight this because of like how they're positioned, right? Like they have high ground, they have BAP sitting in the back uncontested, Tracer Lucio sitting in core, and their Sig is fluxing forward. Like there's nothing you can do to fight this core. So don't blink out main, you're just gonna die, right? Like there's nothing you can do to fight this. Instead, try and wrap around, try and eliminate the Widow. If you can do that, then you're gonna open yourself to a lot more options. Killing Widow is good. I still think you're fucked here because they just hit giant flux and now your team's like stuffed. But at least it like gives you some options for retake instead of it being 5v5. Now it's 5v4. You focus too much on your team and what's happening. I think you're too much of a team player. You need to focus more on yourself. By focusing so much on your team, you're leaving a lot of value on the table. Like if you focus more on yourself, be a little bit less of a team player, be a little bit more selfish, a little bit more individualistic, like you're gonna just make your life easier. You're gonna be able to do more things, right? If I'm always worried about what my tank is doing, how am I supposed to carry, right? Oh, you might just get headshot here and die. But like if I'm playing around my team, I have to kind of take advantage. I have to kind of like work with like what's happening to the rest of my team. If I want to solo carry a game, I need to say, fuck my team. I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to run this game. I'm going to go kill everyone in the lobby. I don't care what my team is doing, right? The only person I need is my Lucio, and we're going to kill the Lucio, then we're going to kill the Tracer, then we're going to kill the Widow, then we're going to kill the Bap, then we're going to kill the Sig, right? Like, you need to ignore, like, you need to ignore the macro to an extent, like, on, like, your team macro. You need to play more for yourself. By not playing for yourself, like on Tracer, which is a very selfish hero. Like if this is Sojourn, it's a little bit different because you have to play around your team. But if you're playing Tracer, like you need to be more selfish than this. This is bad. Example of one. Well, don't stack on your team, right? Like walking out that fight, walking main, you were trying to play for like team, like you were playing essentially this team fights here, this team fights here. You need to not do that. Like you need to go fight individually, like the Widow was doing, right? But like just trying to fight head to head is not going to work because that's like they just have too much of an overbearing presence here. Like you need to just think, okay, well, my team is going to fight this. I don't want to play with my team. I'm Tracer. I'm a flanker, right? How can I get around? How can I go find my individual value? Okay, well, there's a Widow sitting over here. How can I go pressure this? Eliminate this from, like, remove this person from the equation. Take a 1v1. Tracer versus Widow. I should win that unless the Widow is really good, right? Now that I have, well, now it's 5v4. Now maybe I can force, like, maybe one of my teammates is shooting the BAP, maybe he drops, or maybe the Lucio drops. Now I have a new target over here, right? Like, and then if something goes wrong, I can blink under, get cover, there's a health pack in here, I can play off of that, right? So knowing the map is really important because now I can, like, okay, I can path over here. There's a health pack. I can maybe steal this from the Widow. Then I can go over here, try and put pressure on this so I can either draw attention from the backline, or like maybe if someone drops, I can kill them, or I can try and apply pressure. While my team is able to walk and take this fight a little bit more freely now that there's no Widow and there's like I'm drawing attention. Then I can kite in here, grab the health pack, and then I can play off of this without having to use recall, right? Recall is one of your biggest resources, so you want to save that as effectively as possible. But there, you get a ton of value, even just by pressuring the Widow, while your team can't do much. Your team can't walk out of the choke because they're getting pressured. But if I'm able to do that, I'm able to open up a little bit of space myself, and I don't need a Lucio to do that. I can just walk on the Widow, right? That's how you play selfishly. Like, it's not, okay, well, I need every resource to carry the game. It's, okay, well, what can I do given the limited position that I have? In this case, it's that. In other fights, okay, well, I want to take Lucio, and I want to just go hard fight their Tracer Lucio and kill their Lucio. That's playing a little bit more selfishly because you are asking for a resource, but you're ignoring the team macro to try and get that upper hand in killing the Lucio. Like, your team might have a fight plan. Like, okay, we're going to look to walk in. We're going to look to shield. We're going to look to Ramel. We're going to look to window after Ramel's is, like, over, right? Like, you can ignore their entire fight plan and just be like, okay, I pressure Lucio. That's my job. I go kill him. Right? Headshot, lol. Can you run? Can you get out? Oh, wait. Wait, the May's crazy. Enjoy the May one trick. Shoot that. Nice. Okay. You can... Oh. Yeah, you got the lamp. It's value. No, I'm serious. It is value. That's questionable. I'm going to put it nicely if your Lucio player is going to watch this. Yeah, you're dead. Okay, I don't think the rest matters, to be honest. I think you know what needs to be fixed. You need to know what you're doing. Yeah. Okay. You went 1-9 this map. To be fair, your tank did too. Your tank got like giga gapped. Their tank is doing twice the damage. Also took significantly less damage. That's kind of partly because like, I mean, you guys were playing Widow Tracer for quite a bit, so you don't really shoot the tank, but you know what I mean. Okay, there's one thing I wanted to show you before we call it quits. I don't know if you've seen my app yet. I built an app to handle scrim stats. So yeah, so this is something I built recently. It's finally it's finally available to the public. It's something I've been working on for about half a year. So what you can do is there's a setting in the game, and I have a whole website that explains this as well. So it shows you the steps that you need to do to get get it set up so that you can use it correctly. But essentially, what you can do from here is you can upload the files that it's going to spit out, and it will actually show you a recreation of like each map in terms of stats. So like I can see this Nepal, and I can see, okay, well, here's all the stats. This is the final scoreboard. I can see it by round. I can see the kill feed from the map. I can see charts that show like, okay, well, this fight they killed 7, we killed 2, right? This fight we killed 5, they killed 0. So I can kind of see the tempo, the ebb and flow of how it goes. I can see which like team was performing better, which role was performing better. I can see the damage and how that plays out. I can see all the events. Like, okay, well, he killed 3 this fight. He killed 1 with his ult, right? Then we got point, then they killed 2, and then they got point, right? So like I can see basically everything that happens. I can compare 2 players directly. So I can say, okay, well, these 2 Sojourns, like, okay, well, mine had this, theirs was doing a little bit better. Now I can go back and watch the VOD and I can see why that is, right? And then if I wanted to see an individual player stats, I can do that too. I can see, okay, well, this player had the most impact by far. 40% first pick is crazy, actually. 16% first death is not terrible. And then I can like break down the stats. I can see, okay, well, he played Sojourn for 14 minutes. He did this much damage. This was his average per 10, so on and so forth. I can see specific analytics versus each player. Like he went 50-50 against Orisa, so on. I can see the kill feed in which every fight he participated in, which was pretty much all of them because he's our GOAT. I can see, okay, well, he took 1 minute 47 seconds to build ult. That's pretty decent, right? And I can look at some like other charts. Florida International University. Yeah, it's a college team I coach. Oh yeah? Oh, well. Oh, you should go. We need a new player. Spingar's leaving. I can fix you. Yeah, like but yeah, like this is just another resource that you can use to like kind of like get a breakdown on like, okay, well, stats obviously can't tell you the entire picture, but it can, like, the website actually tells you quite a good amount, I think. So you can definitely get a really good idea of like what needs to be improved upon just from looking at the stats. So I will send you the link. Yep. So you can go there. That'll take you to the actual website itself, and then I can send you the docs as well. There you go. Yeah, it's currently free. It's a really nice resource that you should take advantage of simply because it's there. We've had quite a couple users sign up. It's actually going pretty well so far. We have a lot of teams on the platform now. Yo, what the fuck? What the fuck? Who made this many teams? The hell is this? Yeah, I coach GSU. Yeah, you didn't know? Yeah, I coach GSU. I'm deleting all of these. This is ridiculous. Well, now you know.